Good evening. About a couple of months ago or so, the price of bread in Zimbabwe rose from $2,000 to 10,000 Zimbabwean dollars. In the same period, the currency moved from under 1,000 to the US dollar to around 6,000. We can more or less say the price of bread is between $1.60 to $1.70 in US dollar terms, which is something over 30 rand in South African terms. Someone who was earning 100 loaves a month 3 months ago, all of a sudden his salary is now worth 20 loaves. So you see that this currency devaluation affects everybody in the society. And you ask yourself, this currency manipulation, how did it come about? I'll tell you simple. Nothing changed in the fundamentals. Some rich billionaires and trillionaires, people who've got access to capital, decided to go to the currency markets and just attack the Zimbabwean dollar. What they do is uh, they go to the currency market, and flood it with Zimbabwean currency. They create Zimbabwean currency via the banking system. As they create trillions of Zimbabwean dollars, they use those trillions to chase the US dollar, thereby excessively increasing the price of the US dollar in Zimbabwe. That is an artificial increase. It's not real. Okay, it's not real. It's artificial. So it's like saying some guy is selling a PlayStation one, or let's just say selling a PlayStation 1. He says it's 2,000 rand. Another friend of mine says, no, I can get it for 3,000. I want it. Don't sell it to this guy. Sell it to me for 3,000. While is preparing to give to the guy who wants to buy for 3,000, another one comes along and says, no, I want it for 6,000. Then another one comes and beats the price up, saying, no, I've got 15,000. Another one says, no, I've got 50,000. So now here's my question: is a PS1 worth 50,000 rand or just 2,000 rand? The fair value is 2,000 rand, but the 50,000 rand so happened because of the people who artificially bid or bidded that price until it went to 50,000. It's the same thing that happens in the currency market. When we talk about supply and demand, or or, or auction of the currencies, there's people who keep on demanding the same currency. They keep on demanding more and more and more and more. That's what happens when you see the stock market or you see these graphs going up and down. It's just showing you the price at which somebody is willing to buy. So if you see whether the stock market or the currency market or whatever, you see that graph keep going up, it means there are people who are buying at that price and the people who are bidding, offering at a higher price. So when the sale is executed, the system quotes that current price. So as it keeps on going up, there's people that are bidding that same asset, meaning that that asset is in demand. So what happens with the US dollar in Zimbabwe? What they do is these guys, they print excessive Zimbabwean dollars, then they go to these auction houses that the RBZ runs, and then they begin to want to buy more US dollars than available. So if you are having a US dollar and you are selling a US dollar, and the market says now that one US dollar is 3,000 Zimbabwean dollars, and then suddenly someone says they were paying 3.5, will you go for 3,000 for 3.5? So you'll go for 3.5. Let's just say you still have some more US dollars. Someone says, no, I can pay 4,000. What are you going to do? You're going to give them at 4,000, right? As you can see the trend moving, what you do is you say, oh, it seems like this thing keeps on going higher. Let me withhold my US dollars. Therefore, so that to create a situation whereby we run out of liquidity, artificial or for in the short term, and that reduction of the available US dollars vis-a-vis the increase in Zimbabwean dollars exacerbates the situation and causes the currency to tumble even more. So you get to a point where this thing whereby the currency just loses value, loses value. It's artificial. It's just a game that a few boys with lots of money just decide to play in the morning. By the evening, the whole country is destroyed. Nothing that the people in the country did wrong or whatever. Absolutely nothing to do with the fundamental issue. So the reason why they're paying that price is I'm telling you that largely it is currency manipulation for the purposes of destroying the country. So as far as the election is concerned, as we're going towards the elections, the attackers indeed are attacking the economy with the hope that the people will complain, and when the people will complain, will vote it out of power. But we do know in Zimbabwe that that is not the case. ZANU-PF is not voted out of power because of economic problems. ZANU-PF will never reform itself out of power. So the attackers obviously do not love Zimbabweans. You cannot tell me that you love Zimbabweans and then you are causing them harm, and then you say that harm is what is going to help them. It, by the way, these people have been at it for a long time. We need to understand that through all of this process, the suffering majority, the man who has got a family to feed, all of a sudden he finds that he can no longer afford to buy bread for his children. Then I have to eat amalacho. You know what amalacho is? It's the pap that you didn't finish last night. Tomorrow morning it will be cold. You have that pap with tea without sugar. That's amalacho. Kudliwacho. That's what is going to happen, or what is already happening, because of some rich white boys and some few black friends in Zimbabwe and Harare. They've got access to too much liquidity and they're able to play games. It's like people just play poker and the next thing the whole economy is destroyed. Just like that. So the way I view it, that Itim Nangagwa does not seem to have the tools to address that. Neither does he have the safeguards to shield the nation from such kinds of attacks. Because even before those attacks occur, there should be regulations and incentives in the market system that will deny access to the currency market at the RBZ. I mean, you must deny these billionaire, trillionaire boys access to the US dollar auction trading floor and the Reserve Bank. In the New York Stock at the New York Stock Exchange, they've got what do they call these things? They've got capes. Okay, they've got capes that they have when it comes to trading. They've got a level which they don't accept. For example, they can say the Dow Jones is not allowed to fall below 5%. If it falls by 5%, it triggers that thing that causes the trading to be halted. So they will hold trade if that band has been reached. So that's one thing that you can do in currency markets, whereby if we say that if a currency falls by this much a day, you hold trading. Or if it falls by this much for a week or whatever, you hold trading. Because the trading of the currency in Zimbabwe takes place at one place, the RBZ. So it's not like we're talking about a market that is all over the world, that happens in Hong Kong or China, whatever. So they have got more leverage on controlling that. So if John Manguja does not have safeguards of having a stop loss of the Zimbabwean dollar, then I do not know if they are not doing their job well, or they simply do not want to do their job well, even though they know what they must do. And so I'm saying that some of these foreign agents need Zimbabwean willing, black Zimbabweans who are willing to participate in a ridiculous attempt of destroying people's lives. That's why I don't understand why you still have that guy as the RBZ governor. I wonder what. I do not know. For the life in me, I do not know. I don't understand why Itim Nangagwa still keeps John Magocha as the reserve bank governor. I ask. Really, because what I'm saying, it's like the guy is like you're a goalkeeper of a team. You are the one who is directing the guys that are supposed to score. You say, come, score. I'm not going to touch. I'm not going to defend the goal. Score as much as you want. Go, yeah. It's like that's what's happening at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. And they know that the general people don't understand. If Zimbabweans are here that Dolali people do not know what that means or how that comes about and who's responsible for the dollar wili. And when the economists speak on TV, they use big economist words and theories that people don't know about. So people are like, oh, okay, liquidity crunch, whatever it is, what liquidity is, we don't even know what liquidity means. Crunch, we do not know what crunch means. All of those words that they use. But I will tell you, because I know the meaning of all of those words. They cannot Kampela manga. Me, I know economics. I know all those words. I know I follow financial markets. I know. They'll be talking nonsense. Okay. They'll be talking nonsense, sounding smart, as if they know, as if they're well intending. And when they harm the people, they blame it to some macroeconomic condition, like ingathi kunenye into ke-economics engacontrolwa yibo, like as if they do not have control over this thing, therefore they blame it. Then you'll be like, oh no, it's the economics, which is ununderstandable. No, there's nothing ununderstandable. They do it on purpose. There's nothing ununderstandable. They do it on purpose. It's an attack on the people of Zimbabwe via the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and that is a travesty. Have a great evening.